This video is about Lyle Starr as he talks about Starr Springs and Cherokee history. Starr Springs is located just a little bit south of Stilwell, Oklahoma, which is southeast of Tahlequah, and you can actually see the springs right there in this picture. So here's Lyle.
He knows a great deal about Cherokee history, about his family.
Lyle Starr.
I mean, he is knowledgeable, and I'm not going to hold you, and I'm going to present some things to him here in a bit. I'm going to present a lifelong membership to Adair County Historical and Genealogical. His mother and father were a couple that started the founders. And then we're going to give him this book, and this is a very good survey of Cherokee history. And so, and Emily's going to give him a basket that she has made. Emily's someplace. But anyway, she's going to give him that basket. And anyway, we're just honored to have him. I'll let him take over now. Go ahead.
Well, you flattered me.
No, it's the truth. The truth.
Again, I'm Lyle Starr. I am the grandson of Lyle Starr. There are three brothers that built these homes here about the turn of the 20th century. Kyle, George, and then the Sam J. house here. Anyway, Kyle was my granddad, and I was the only grandson. And he died when I was 8. But I adored him, and I remember so much for an 8-year-old, because, you know, that's it. And so my formative years, as far as real history, were from ages 5 till 8, and I sucked a lot of it up. And then my dad liked history, and he did a lot of genealogy, and so I picked some more up there. And then the rest of it is just casual ramblings among my friends and peers about the old times. But a little about the Starrs, who've owned Starr Springs since roughly 1868. The original Starr was a white man, and he came in from England, and he settled with his brother in Pennsylvania. His name was Caleb Starr. And he took up with made a friend that was a trader. And his name was McMinn. And McMinn enticed him to go with McMinn into the Tennessee, the Carolinas, and Georgia, and trade with the Cherokees. Well, when Starr got down there, he ended up marrying an Indian lady who was a granddaughter, and I don't know if you're familiar with Cherokee lore or not, but she's a granddaughter to Nancy Ward, who was called the Enchanted One, and she's always held in high esteem among the Cherokees in that time frame. When the Jackson government felt like there was gold down there, where we were basically sold out and moved. But one of my descendants was a signer on the Cherokee Removal Treaty. And his group and those sympathetic to the removal to the new land in Oklahoma came after the signature of the treaty, and then later on the government gathered the best they could, most all of them, and that would be the Trail of Tears, the Forced March. When the Treaty Party, which is the one that come first, were here, 2 to 3 years later, the rest of them were here, a new government was formed, and the majority of those in the new government came from the Trail of Tears party. All right. As the new government is formed, an informal, formal delegation is picked to annihilate, assassinate the signers of the removal treaty. And over about a 15-year period, that group did kill all the signers and many of the oldest male children in these regions right here. 5 of them were killed within the 15-mile radius. Again, I don't know how familiar you are with Cherokee history, because I'm just kind of rambling. But anyway, with regard to that, the Starrs killed. His name was James. And his brother swore a vendetta. And so over a period of about 30 years, his brother took care, mortally took care, of some of these designated assassins and some of their male children. There was no law in Oklahoma, as we know it today, except by federal control, because it was federal land. It was not a state. And so, out of Fort Gibson and Fort Smith, the troops and whatever else were all that controlled the law in this area. And later on, the Parker Court, under Judge Isaac Parker, he brought about 200 deputies that roamed this country till statehood, taking care of the sheriff's action. But back to basics. This man, Tom Starr, had swore a vendetta against those that killed his brother. He was one of 2 men that ever signed a peace treaty with the federal government. The federal government signs treaties only with nations. But the terms of his treaty was to leave the Cherokee territory. There's several factors, but that was the main one. So he and his family moved across the Canadian River into the Creek territories. And they had a son. Tom Starr and his wife had a son. And I'm going to tie all this together real quick. The son, name was Sam, and there's a lot of Sam Starrs in Starr history. But Sam became the confidant, the husband of Belle Shirley Starr, Belle Starr. There was one other old outlaw by the name of Henry, and he was a bank robber. I'm kind of telling you our dirty laundry here.
Yeah.
Not everybody's a chief.
Well, he was good at bank robbery.
Anyway, this man's name was Henry Starr. And Henry was kind of mediocre about his robbery skills, always picked on banks, and eventually they caught him. The law caught him. And they take him back to what's still kind of the Parker Court. Well, he gets shocked when he finds out they're going to hang him. They're going to hang him on the Parker gallows. President Teddy Roosevelt pardoned him, of all things, pardoned him. So now he's free again. He's out on pardon. Well, he picks up his old habits. You know, Starr never does forget. Picks up his old habits. But the only notoriety about this man, he was the first bank robber to ever use an automobile for an escape method. Later on, word was put out to the people of Harrison, Arkansas, and the Starr gang went in to rob the bank, and vigilante actions took care of all of them but Henry. And Henry was shot up pretty bad, but he died about 2 days later in care of a doctor up there.
Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up by clicking on the button below. You're welcome to leave comments below as long as the language is family friendly. And finally, if you'd like to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel by clicking the button over on the bottom right-hand corner. Thank you again for watching.